Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Excuse me. Looks like everything's starting up. Give me a moment to turn the live chat windows. Okay, that's all good. And can go check my other computer. And while that's checking, let's boot up this one here. And looks like that's all good to go. Hold my drink that's next to me. And once this gets booted on up, let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Empires 4 replay. Well, on the south side as the green Japanese, we have a foreign name, which may or may not be Japanese. I can never tell what's Japanese or Chinese. I can tell Korean apart from the two, but I can't tell between Japanese and Chinese. How you can tell Korean apart from the two is, you notice that Korean has a lot of little circles and ovals in the characters. That's my best way of figuring that out. And it's on the top left side is the orange Zuzi's legacy. We got lord.Voldemort. This map is, of course, has a bit of, technically a little bit of a hybrid map, but we don't really see fishing ships all too often, though the Japanese do have cheaper fishing boats, so if you see cheaper fishing boats, can't speak, it'll likely be them. When it comes to Zuzi's legacy, his map generation, you can see both his wood deposits are on the sides of him, so not any good coverage there. Both gold deposits in front, with the large gold down here. Got two small gold deposits next to each other here, so that's going to be a good spot to lock down for either side. And got a pile of berries there, so for the Zuzi's legacy, that could be a good spot there. So maybe we'll put it right there, they get two gold deposits as well. If he wants, you can always put it here to get some berries and stone. Or right there. Meditation garden's going right there. That should skim. Let's see how lenient it is. This is always far more lenient than I expect. The Japanese player, his wood deposit spawn next to him. Both his gold deposits spawn pretty close by, so easy to secure that. Go forward. Koto Township, so that is the Shinobi. Where's Lord? Spawns over here versus over here. Let's see, a small gold here. Where's the last small gold? Way down here next to Pumbaa. Let's see. Oh, it skimmed the stone deposit? I missed that entirely. Oof. You can see double gold versus the stone, so it skimmed all of those. Ooh, that is going to be a pretty good one. Professional scouts immediately on the way for the Zuzi's legacy player. Which, stupid question, I don't see any stable one. There's a stable there. Professional scout before there's any scouts in the field. Starts obtaining the one at a time. And I missed the Shinobi advancement forward, sabotages the mining camp. Did go with the blink, sabotage, and of course, always disguise himself as a villager. We do have two Shinobis in the field. Shinobi are pretty strong. They have 20 damage, man-arms attack speed, and +5 versus all melee, both cavalry and infantry. They are light infantry, light melee, so they are countered by archers. They have 80 health, and they do cost 100 resources. Honestly, I sort of wish to see what happens. They do get automatic age buffs increased. They do have good movement speed as well. I started to wonder if what happens if people actually spam them out in large number. I mean, 100 resources for a very strong unit. Granted, a little bit on the squishy side. In comparison to the horsemen, they have far higher DPS, 25 damage versus, in their case, just 9. With attack speed of slow as well. 2 shinobi actually maybe win the fight. The problem is they are squishier than the horsemen. Yeah, no. 3 shinobi maybe will win, but not 2 actually in that situation. Scout push way forward. He is camp link away. The shinobi do have a faster movement speed, Musafati warrior movement speed as well. I wonder how effective are they if they would get a bannerman to go along with them and get increased damage. Would those the percentage increased damage does affect the bonus damage as well? Does let's skip out this one here. Got a good number of horsemans in the field. Zuzi's Legacy player has 3 Zuzi's Legacy scouts, 1 Chinese scout, and large set of horsemen. I love it so this bug. I'm pretty sure they get a Chinese scout rather than Zuzi's Legacy scout. As a weird bug right there. It's been that bug's been in the game for quite some time, and I don't think people notice it because I think there's very little to notice. Floating gate now being researched by the Japanese player, so we've got a fast castle for the Japanese. Who, of course, cannot go for castles in Castle Age. Another outpost here. This one does get fortified. We got 6 horsemans there. The shinobi can take these guys out in, so they have 125 health in exactly 5 hits. Plus 1 melee armor would allow the Zuzi's Legacy player to take a 6th hit, or acquire a 6th hit. A Mount Lu Academy now being employed in the field, so we've got a somewhat fast Castle Age for the Zuzi's Legacy player as well. Big pile of arrows there. Of course, floating gates being built by 8. The faster production Chinese variant of Zuzi's Legacy is building with 12, so looks like he will manage to age up first. Floating gate can continue with just 1 villager now. So the Zuzi's Legacy player did have a faster castle. And the Mount Lu Academy is interesting. Most times you see people rush out the Shaolin Monster to get out early monks to grab the relics. He's going straight for the Mount Lu Academy, immediately go for the regional inspection, improve the Imperial officials improved. I cannot speak. Imperial official improved from the supervision from Imperial. I cannot speak right now, can I? Better supervision. Which of course will make it improve the from 100% to 300% increase. But it should not affect the resource drop off. But still, that's pretty nice. I do have now a monster going on up. But it's going straight for the upgrade. As nice as it is, I guess you're able to pump out units and rush out the alternatives, the Yoshiros for the from the floating garden. We do have some mounted samurai being queued on up. Zuzi's Legacy is going for a number of crossbowmans and spearmans and lancermans. Mounted samurai does take a bit of a stab there. He did have his deflection move. Scout taking some hits as well. Does slice apart those horsemen quite nicely. The mounted samurai are currently has less DPS than the shinobi there. And there's automatic age up buffs. Does get plus 12 and plus 3. The bonus versus melee is still the same. So plus 12. Was that a going from 80? So that's a 1. Yeah, worry about that later. Hardened Spearman at 90 health in comparison. Mountain Samurai does kill out Crossbowman, does kill off the monk. Of course, it is just disappears. There's no carcass for it. That's not a villager. That's a shinobi who's now stabbing the crossbowman. Of course, it is not melee, so it doesn't get any bonus damage. And its armor is starting to fall back. Still one more shinobi on the field. There's a shinobi there. Yeah, that setup increases seem like a normal setup increase, going from like hardened to veteran. Jingen Tower gets cancelled. Jingen Tower gets queued on up, which will give him some rebate upon booting some structures. Also has tax drop-off location, which could be very nice if you want to deploy out granaries around it. Do you actually have some of your shears thrown into the farmhouses, giving a nice amount of food income? Stable building some samurai now. This will put up the Zuzi's Legacy player to Song Dynasty. That will reduce the cost of economic structures, their wood costs at least, as well as their housing. So it makes their farms cheaper, the granaries cheaper, the villages cheaper, and the towns is cheaper, but only the wood cost, not the stone. Does it make the pagodas cheaper? No, it does not. Song Dynasty is actually pretty weak for the Zuzi's Legacy, but it is still necessary for the granaries. That's so nice as well to help transition to farms early. Good wave of mounted samurai now on the field for the Japanese player. And the Zuzi's Legacy does go for a good number of spearmans and crossbowmen, so I can see the Zuzi's library be very nice to get out the 10,000 bolts and the fire lances. Survival techniques, +1 range armor, level 2 wheelbarrow, veteran Yumi archers. Yumi archers is probably good at call against the crossbowmen and spearmans. These units are on to rotate the way up north. And samurai heading down south a little bit there. Shinobi here will get stabbed a couple times. Does stab that spearman a couple times. The veteran spearman gets up to 110 health compared to Shinobi's bit more squishier 92. Of course, the Shinobi will still beat the spearman 1v1 in combat. Does find some more of these scouts here, so they will be picked off soon. Try and bring home more of the not bacon but venison. When it comes to sheep count, 26 versus 22, small advantage for green. Level 3 wheelbarrow, +1 melee damage for the Japanese player, +2 range damage. And the Zuzi's Legacy is going for +1 melee damage as well. Now the Shinobi torching down some of this policy gate does sabotage it. I wonder, it says production is disabled. I wonder if disables capability to be open and closed. If it did that, that would be so funny and potentially overpowered. If it could just disable the ability of a gate to be open and closed. What do you guys think about that? Should gates, or should Shinobi get the ability to sabotage the gate from being open or closed? Would that be overpowered or no? Or would that be offer interesting enough utility you want to see at least done for our patch? Looks like Orange found 3 relics. How many relics did both players get? Orange found 3, green found 2. Blah, cannot speak. We do now the Palace Guard upgrade, going from early Palace Guards to regular Palace Guards. Big round Spearman, Crossbow with a couple Zunchnu's mixed on in, got for free from the Zhengen Tower. Shinobi being shanked. Yumi Archers firing away. The 60 shots there against those archers. Yumi archers started stepping away. Yumi archers do have a fast move speed like Shinobi, so they can complement each other. One will be good against light melee infantry units. The other one will be also effective versus all melee. So, they can complement each other's move speed, they won't complement each other's fighting capability. Got a pair of outposts now, both garrison. Yumi Archers are going to try to protect. They're trying to be upgraded spring guards, not being fortified. Fortified may want to come first at this moment. Does lose a couple villagers there. Yumi Archers firing away, trying to take out as many of these spearmans as possible. Spring complex is almost complete. We've got the bolt magazines being researched by Orange. Why are they all screaming when one gets hit? That's sort of weird. Am I crazy, or were they all screaming when one guy goes down? Bolt magazine is now complete, so now the Zunchnu's will get bonus efforts light to melee. And we are going to see not Age 4, but Yuan Dynasty for the Zuzi's Legacy player, which gave him access to the Shaolin Monks, Pagodas, as well as to reduce the cost of all units by, was it 10%? Which is a very powerful 10% cost reduction across the board for all your military units. Is very nice. And Shadow Monks are also pretty nice, well, they only cost food. Zuzi's Legacy player does not have access to, enough wood to get out some pagodas times 3. Fortunately, down that wall segment. Now you can see here, the Spearman, which usually costs 80, now costs, let's see, 6 and 2 less. Yep, that's 10% cost for the reduction. Now it costs, math, can't do math at the moment, 72. Yumi Archer's firing away. Crossbowman's set us up in the way. Yumi Archer's pushing the way forward. Does take out some villagers there. Palace Scar charging way forward. They of course have less armor, so the Yumi Archers will be able to do a little bit more damage to them, even though they also have less damage themselves. Crossbowman firing away, putting some rounds of bolts into these various heavy cavalry. Here's the Meditation Gardens, which is going to be greatly disturbed by all these nearby units. Mounted Samurai being picked off one at a time. Lancer does go down there, just leaving Yumi Archers versus these crossbowmen. And now he is also getting 12 wood chips per minute, which of course I think is greatly disturbed, so it should be able to double, so approximately 24 wood per minute, maybe 25 wood. Got some of these mounted samurai coming down south. Orange does have 2 townships on the field. Green only has the 1 so far. And Green has killed off 42 villagers. He has really killed off a good number of villagers. Oh, I have not been paying attention to the villager count whatsoever. These guys must have been just slaughtering everything up here. I'm still busy on the action down south. Orange is down to less than 40 now of villagers. Killed off, slice off 51. Orange had a nice little advantage, but that's no longer the case. Japanese players also have good stockpile of resources. Zuzi's Legacy does have some of a stockpile. Can't afford another town center, does not have enough stone. Probably gain just a good amount of passive income from the various, now also including pagodas. So he's getting about 46, now 49 per minute. Yumi Archer's now picking out some, no, still engaging the crossbowmen. Hitting some villagers now. Just the 2 samurai remaining. Or Yumi Bannerman, they do have the increased movement speed as well. We also got a good round Zoosh News as well as crossbow now in the field. Mix of both. These Zoosh News have 7+1 so they have pretty good amount of damage. They will struggle versus the Mounted Samurai, who have of course 6 armor, so they will only do 1 damage per bolt or 3 damage per volley. Right now, Orange looks like it has all of its upgrades available in this age. Green appears to as well, actually going for 1 more mining research, so missing 1 wood chopping research. And Green also has 1200 stone, so is he going to go for a Shogunate Castle soon? Does cost 1200, so he has enough stone, though he just spent a little bit there upon the spring golden placement here. Good number of units here. Large number of mounted samurai, handful of Yumi archer, mostly Yumi archers here, but good amount of mounted samurai. Got a mounted bannerman and Yumi bannermans. The Yumi bannerman as well is classified as light range, has 2/2 armor, but not classified as heavy. Probably for balance reasons, so the crossbow just doesn't outright just counter it quickly. Shogunate Casanalo on the build queue for green. Japanese players aging up the Tangoshima Gunsmith will get free gunpowder units. The Castle Crow would be very nice here to lock down these gold deposits and then just start bringing in some treasure caravans from here. But he's not going for that. See a large number of peer officials here, but looks like they may be largely idle. I don't see them supervising anything. And start pushing up over here. This is the capital town center as well. Trying to rapidly produce out some spearmen in reserve. Thanks to advanced Imperial supervision, he's able to pump them out as quickly as 3 seconds each. So he's able to summon a quote-unquote militia pretty quickly. A lot of angry men of 26. Japanese players, of course, aged on up. Zuzi's legacy players pretty close to aging up as well. Yumi archers have the same range as these Zunshinus now at 5. Silk bowstring help counter that out. We do now have the elite mounted samurai upgrade and increased mounted samurai move speed by 10% while deflection is active. Both of the landmarks for Temple of the Sun provides more immediate benefits than the unique research. Probably Divine Haste would be a good call. He doesn't really have cavalry in the field. Though part of me believes that the Zuzi's library wouldn't be half bad with a 10,000 bolts upgrade right now. By default, the Divine Haste is active, but I always want to see people go for Divine Vitality when not actually in combat, just to get that health regen going. Same thing with Age of Empires 3, like healing dances. Level 4 melee. We do now champion spearmen. Probably need to get out some elite army tactics as well as incendiary arrows. Zuzi's legacy player is not max of population, nor is the Japanese player. How many pagodas does Orange have at the moment? He does have 3 pagodas in the field. So he's getting X amount of income here. Tithe barns would be very nice. Incendiary arrows being researched now. Dolly horse has not been researched just yet. Large number of these mounted samurai push forward, has a good number of bannermans go along with them. Outposts unupgraded, being immolated by all the crossbowmen and Zunchnews. Zunchnews have 2 times 3, or soon to, or could be 2 times 4 against these buildings. Did that spring coat only got 1 shot? Silk bowstrings now being researched would help out his Yumi archers fighting against all these Zunchnews. But with Divine Haste, these guys can help close the distance a bit more easily. Villager does go down there. So I touch down with that wall segment. Villagers here being pursued by the mounted samurai. And samurai do take a bit of a volley there. It does lose one of the mounted samurai. Oh, got some guys up here. Let's see. Various mounted samurai. Spearman there. Scout is here. More mounted samurai in the build queue. Outpost does go down. Monk there gets picked off. Zuzi's library is complete. That will put him up the Ming Dynasty, which will of course give his cost reduction, give him what, plus 20% damage on his unique units? Dynasty units? Something involving dynasty units. We do now have the 10,000 bolts being researched. It's been a while. Elite crossbow, see nothing there. There's Zunchnu. Ming Dynasty deals plus 20% damage, which should be immensely powerful for the Zunchnus. So this will give also 10,000 bolts, give the Zunchnus an extra bolt. Let them do 13 times 4. Plus 1 versus light melee. Not important in this situation. Let's see, against yep, 13 times 4. Mountain side right now have 7, can go up to 8 range armor. But they could still take quite a bit of hits there. Not to mention the crossbowman. The extra bolt does 6% less effective, but still can hit quite hard. And especially with the heavy, goes from like 12 down to like 5. A lot of his range units in the back line are intercepting. I'm not sure what other upgrading went for the Zuzi's library. Maybe he hasn't got anything just yet. Now the samurai, of course, of very high quality. Spearmen is still being picked off by the Yumi archers. And looks like orange does hold on to destroyed value. Green has a higher destroyed value than orange by a fair margin. But these are a lot of gold units, and this is a lot less gold intensive. 40 gold for the crossbowman, 20 gold for the lead Zunchnus. He's going for a mix of Zunchnus and crossbowman. And still has 41 spearmen. Has been claiming all the taxes, so doing quite well with that aspect. And big round of fortified outposts for green somewhere. I guess 2 of them here. You Marchers doing a good job with the increased range. They're able to fire a bit more safely, but I guess good hits there. Got a big round of more Zunchnews being pulled on the field. Mounted Samurai charging way forward. Spearman coming along the flank. Crossbowman being microed on back, trying to slowly pick off these mounted Samurai from his relatively safe angle. We've also, of course, got the Bombard causing issues. The Zuzi's like going to mix of Zunchnews, Crossbowman, and Spearman on the build queues. Ashgar, hand cannoneers being pulled in the field. Going for the Otsu, the unique hand cannoneer variant that's good against siege weapons. Or buildings, I should say. It is classified as heavy gunpowder unit, so Crossbowman will do bonus damage to them. Does inside the keep, but of course a couple of villagers do draw a short straw. Great's gonna fall back there. Some Yumi archers there being picked on off. Of course, Orange has a gold deposit in the Sphere of Influence, able to claim from it. Green is grabbing his opponent's large gold deposit over here. That is quite important. So this is basically equivalent to a large gold, just leaving this one largely untouched, or entirely untouched at the moment. Just a scout up here. Orange are pushed way forward. These arrangements actually do pose a threat to structures now. Just shoot enough and a structure will go down. Good number of spearmen and more of the Zunchnews. Trying to put some rounds into the keep. Zuzi's Legacy player has some resources to work with. Actually a bit low on wood. Crossbowmen don't cost wood, so maybe just divert all the available wood to spearmen. Just players is lacking some gold, has plenty of food and wood, so maybe horsemen would be nice, as well as Yumi archers. I mean, horsemen against all of these range units wouldn't be too half bad an idea, though they just have a sheer amount of firepower to them. Rebalkins would be a bad idea. Rebalkins have low range armor exchanged from some extra or decent melee armor of 10. So Mangonels would probably be a good idea for this Japanese player. Can't deploy that from Tanishima Gunsmith though. And not enough stone there. Samurai being picked on off, Zunchnews slowly being peeled apart. We do have another 15, 16 Zunchnews on the build queue, trying to go for even more than, and going for some Palace Guard now. Palace Guard has less armor, exchanged for extra mobility. And with Divine Haste, they probably move they move almost as quickly as Heavy Cavalry, though the Samurai with Deflection do move pretty quickly themselves. Got a big round of forward production here for Green of stables. Looks designed for a bit of stability in his life. I wonder how his horseman upgrades are coming along. Let's just keep an eye on the stable. He doesn't even have veteran horsemen. He needs to get a veteran horseman, I would say. Mounted Samurai are expensive. Start transitioning, or at least get the research, at least get up the veteran horseman and try to go for elite horseman. Because he's all the range units to fight against. Got another 36 more Zunshu on the queue with 74 on the field. Or just going to just punch his way forward, or should I say shoot his way forward. We have a number of hand cannoneers for the Japanese player, but don't think great idea. Tengashin Gunsmith here, no charges. He is getting a good amount of resources here, but he's out of gold here. This gold's been obtained there. So the Japanese player is actually just outright running out of gold on the map to use. The Zuzi's Legacy player has a good stockpile of resources. And of course, as he starts building trash units, he can get taxes to get gold. And of course, the Zuzi's Legacy player does have more gold, free gold income through the relics and their pagodas, not to mention the meditation gardens to provide a little bit extra more as well. So he has a good amount of passive gold income. Not even still have access to a gold deposit here, but both players have roughly similar numbers. Man Samurai is trying to push right forward. He has only Zunshnus on the field. Interrupts that volley there. It's just standing and firing now. Hand cannoneers being set by Zunshnus. He will break through that line of Zunshnus. Church players does also have a good pile of stone, so it can go for some castles. Maybe a couple castle on next to the sacred site there. And potentially it will also protect his trade route if he ever goes for some trade. Villagers trying to go for the stone deposit, but they will be intercepted by all of these mounted samurai. Zunshnus are pushing way forward. Slowly but surely, he will break through all of these mounted samurai. Going for another round of walls to help trap the mounted samurai. Going for some stone walls here. And Samurai's starting to go on down. Green does have a higher destroyed value. Actually, no, orange has a higher destroyed value. I've been getting the collected resource mixed up with destroyed value. I really think the collected resource should be a lighter color than destroyed value. See here, destroyed value. Orange has 86,000 for 61. My apologies, I get those numbers mixed up. Probably because I see the word destroyed value and look underneath and see the big orange number. I wonder if there's any better way to do it. Yeah, maybe they could. One thing they could fix this down here is have destroyed value here, and then orange and green text underneath, and then collected and orange and green text underneath it, rather than doing this half and half thing. I think that would be a bit better on the UI. It would roughly take up the same amount of space there as well. Same thing with worker skill and army value. Like those don't sync up whatsoever when it comes to concepts. Worker time and idle time does make sense, but that could be categorized one's green stuff, one's orange stuff. Which sort of is now. Got over 100 Zuchus I saw for a brief moment. The Zuchus only cost 20 gold. Compared to these Mountain Samurais was 100 gold, 110. 110. This castle's gonna get ripped apart. You need something starting to step back from these Mountain Samurai. Very nice. Like I said, the Japanese player could try cheaping out and go for Horsemen, but he's out of gold even for getting Veteran Horsemen, let alone Elite Horsemen. He's also actually now out of food. He is going for... Oh, he does have Veteran Horseman research, just doesn't have Elite Horseman. Statistically, Horsemen are more cost-effective than Knights. Oh, and Green does fall back now. Or back of the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Of course, for this replay viewer, I have to close out the game entirely. I do need to use a restroom. Please give me a moment to use the restroom. Let me know which one of these replays you guys want to see, whoever's maybe watching. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. And looks like no takers at the moment. Let's see. 40 minutes, English Mirror, 43. Ottoman versus Sengoku Daimyo. Let's do this one. I'm getting another drink opened up. That may have been a little bit loud, my apologies. Greens everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on bottom left side is the green Sengoku Daimyo. We got Woohoo. Spawn on top right side is the yellow Ottoman. We got Miss Cat. When it comes to the map generation, let's see. Gold deposit behind for yellow, deer deposit here. Stone and gold with some berries here, so pretty congested. Not only pretty congested, but maybe a little bit too congested resources here. But very good. Berries up front, but of course Ottomans do not get improved berries. Immediate military school, large gold down here with the deer deposit and a sheep. And of course Pumbaa, but eating him is haram. Another sheeple there. For green, we do have the gold deposit also behind. Deer deposit is also behind. Really balanced. Gold here. Small gold, small stone here. With some berries in this region as well. Down south, we got Pumbaa and the deer deposit. So there's probably going to send another food cart up here. I hear a good number of sheep will being obtained. Of course, got some Dark Age Spearmans now being employed in the field. Barracks here. Seems like a pretty late barracks, unless he is concerned about these here. Like regular Japanese, Sengoku or Goku, I cannot speak right now. Daimyo also gets a Dark Age Samurai. Here's Samurai here, has 2 melee armor, 8 damage, 100 health. Normal mana arms attack speed. Spearmen, of course, have 80 health, 7 damage, and 2 armor, so they deal 5 damage per hit against Samurai. So it'll take 20 hits to take out Naginata Samurai. Exotic Doggo demands head pats. Spearmen here will find some villagers. The Daimyo player does have enough gold to age up, does lose a villager there. Town Center does get some hits there. Naginata Samurai hitting down south. Samurai, of course, can get overwhelmed. Got a third Samurai in the field. Just needs more food. We've got Twin Minaret and Meta Race. Samurai here, not in range. Doesn't have whole ground stance either. We got Rokon. Rokon provides the passive healing benefits. Also provides 60 population, so big house. A big hot spring house. Ottoman player gets berries. Japanese, hot spring. In real life, what would we choose? Berries or hot springs? Probably the hot spring, honestly. Did got one of the Naginata Samurai. Of course, Samurai here has standard mana arms, movement speed. He does have all 3 of his food carts in the field. One for Pumbaa, which just spawned out a trader. Not on this deer deposit. Looks like this one's on the sheep and on the berries, providing 48. And this one is on the deer deposit, providing 54. So if this one would move down south to this one, it would provide more food income. So would have a bit of travel time there. Perfect. He's going to the hot spring. He already has a ship for the hot spring here. You may not have access to rubber duckies, but this will do. Just plop that statue into the water. We do have level 1 wheelbarrow for the Japanese player. Yep, removing the berry bushes will probably reduce the food income here. Yep, it is starting to reduce it now. Oh, that made the sheeple going down. We got the hardened samurai being researched. Should I say the hardened Naginata samurai? There's a typo here. It doesn't say, it says samurai, not Naginata samurai, because they're technically clearly distinct units because of different upgrades. Woo! Yeah, I don't think I really... The Sengoku has a bit more streamlined variants of their unique units of the samurai and the mounted samurai. They're actually closer to the mana arms, they're actually equal to those mana arms and lancer and knight line, because they have to get their deflection through other aspects, among other things. And they don't get access to Odachi like the Japanese variant. Though you can get some Kanabo samurai. Let's see, tough infantry deals plus 6% damage of the maximum health as bonus damage. So it has a piercing effect of 6% true damage. Interesting. I don't think I've really seen these guys deploy all too often. I actually can't remember the last time I did see them. They are classified as heavy. Can't say what the armor rate is. It says slow movement speed. Same as the samurai. Don't know if they're equal or less. Got some Sipahi here. Sipahi do have higher health than normal horsemen, so maybe those would be quite nice versus them. Villagers taking a number of hits there from these Sipahi. They had Fortitude activated there. Found us a food cart there. Got a sake brewery now being researched. We'll give him 4 plantation mats for his villagers. And with thanks to the hot spring here, any unit that enters this radius will get a little bit of health regen, including the Yachties apparently. So out of combat, these guys will get a bit of health going. Villagers getting stabbed here. Yellow so far killed off 5 villagers. We do have level 1 clan, the Horse clan, being researched now, or has been built, which gives them access to an upgrade, improve cavalry's movement speed by 10%, which is very nice. The Ari cavalry anti-cavalry damage can increase by 2, going from +2 to +4. A Mounted Samurai gets the Odachi instead of the regular Samurai, giving them +4 against infantry. Excuse me. There is a daimyo there. Daimyo gets fully surrounded. He got to be Fortitude there. But now got the regular Samurai engaging. Daimyo does go down there. Daimyo Rallying Cry was activated from that Daimyo. Mounted Samurai does take a bit of damage there. Do have some archers in the field which will have trouble with all the heavy infantry. Veteran Samurai now researched. So I'm surprised I saw the Horse clan and not the Samurai clan, the Link clan. Or Legends of Zelda clan. Big amount of units here. Yellow has army of 27 versus army of 3rd or 11. Now I mentioned the army value is much in favor of yellow as well. These cavalry units taking some bit of losses there. He has the 2 imams from the vizier here. And then he went for military campuses. Don't worry about the 4 charges there. That thing's been bugged for quite some time. Sipahi ran out of a damage of 11. Green's starting to counterattack. He has a lot of good heavy units here. Archers, of course, will have trouble penetrating any of these guys' armor. They're all at 4. Actually, they could get +1 range armor to get reduce the damage they receive by half. They have the imams here providing some excellent health regen in this entire region. But due to the sheer heaviness of all these units, Yellow's having trouble breaking on through, but he will win just because of the number of units he had. Destroyed value, Yellow has a destroyed value of 2,800, Green only has a destroyed value of 19. There's Sake Brewery. Oh, yeah, there's the 5th map there. Going for some farms now. Looks like the this guy's dropping off gold at the Matsuri rather than the Sake Brewery, so that might be a little bit bugged out there. Oh well. Mid Imperial Armory not going on up. Oops, sorry about that lag spike. Sometimes my computer just does that. Ahead, Imperial Armory is going on up, which will give him access to some free siege weapons. We also got the increased range armor than Meta, which is interesting. That was a horrible choice overall. His opponent has not put much range units. That was only meant to resist Talon Center Fire, I guess. Japanese player does not appear to have picked up any relics yet. Oh, here, just Mounted Samurai found the Spearman. Does take out one of the Imams. Age complete, give him a massive amount of Vizier experience. Got some villagers here which may be intercepted. Number of yellow villagers just being thrown away, looks like. That was 6 and pace there. Mounted Samurai is on engage. Do now some Janissaries firing away, which are a pretty good anti-cavalry unit. 16 damage, plus 11 versus cavalry, and an even faster than archer attack speed. Against the Ottomans, you probably generally want to avoid going for cavalry. And looks like Ottoman's going to be going for Spearmen, Janissary, and Sipahi. Of course, if you go for a heavy number of Janissaries, you're vulnerable to archers, so Yumi Archer is probably a good call for the Sengoku Daimyo player. But so far, it still only has the level 1 horse clan. Yati repositioning. I wonder if he has the upgrade for Yati. Nope. Needs the Yati farm gatherers. Level 2 wheelbarrow being researched by a Sengoku Daimyo player now. Janissaries do fire a good volley there. Janissary here will hold the line, does stay alive, and some of these guys are going to be picked off from the town center, from the capital. We got these forces down south, just Sipahi, some a bit wounded, but there's going to be a whole pile of villagers in front of them. Looks like he wasn't paying close enough attention to that. Now he realized, oh crap, there's a whole pile of villagers right there. He has activated the Fortitude as well. Mounted Samurai charging, impales a couple of them. Fortitude allows them to take extra melee damage as well. Do now have the veteran Yuri cavalry now being deployed in the field. Yari Cavalry have more, they cost more, they have more health, and a little bit bonus versus Cavalry. Spy right now have 145 health. The veteran Yari Cavalry course are now up to 184 plus 5 from, or like 5% plus 9 from the horse clan, so they have 175 at this veteran's G. Does pick up the relic there, go for a conversion now. Since we can actually make it converted. Nope, nothing gets converted there. It is a Buddhist conversion, so allied units get plus 20% damage, so these guys are buffed at the moment. Of course, there's a good number of Janissaries. These units are slowly being picked apart. Plus 1 range damage. Villagers heading down south, they ate up all the berries, going for the delicious pieces of venison now. Last gold is being obtained. Got an arrow slit here. No, going for our spring golden place here. Needs also repairs, so I'll say before the spring golden placement. And Samurai or Daimyo does take a bit of damage there. This spotlight will remain. Might as well use Fortitude and start poking away. Green's Villagers does have textiles. Janissary is firing away now. Multiple farmhouses going up since they cost the same as a house and provides the population space of a house. You can just spam them out to maximize the drop-off points. Got a buff there. Does get out of the radius. I'm assuming it doesn't get applied. Oh no, they just have to mean the radius. They don't have to be inside the radius if it ends. They actually get the buff before it ends. Never noticed that. To be fair, you don't really see the Buddhist monks from the regular Japanese, let alone the these guys doing that same effect as well. These Iki monks. I think they're like basically a Sohi. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. Mangonel gets a bit of splash hits there. Probably push right forward. Still really relying on the cavalry. We do now have the anti-cavalry damage from the Yari cavalry, plus 2. Mangonels do fire volley there. Villagers being brought on forward. I think they have the torches out rather than knights. Hard for me to tell. But the Janissaries, he's not been properly trying to counter the Janissaries, I would say. Sure, cavalry can counter Janissaries, but Janissaries also like hating cavalry. Looks like Green will manage to push on forward. We'll lose some villagers though. We do have now the melee armor from the Metra as well. Very good. It's plus 2. Metra does get shanked. Green killed off 15. Now yellow killed off 13 villagers because of destroyed value. 16 versus 17, so green has a slight advantage there. Suppose the Yari Cavalry do get their bonus damage versus range as well. And so they technically do counter each other. We do have level 1 Legend of Zelda clan. Wherever that may be at. Looks like it's back down here. No, that's the Cavalry clan. No, that is the Legend of Zelda clan. The Daimyo is still a cavalry unit. I always get thrown off by that. Of course, at level 1, get increased health. Level 2, more health. And of course, deflection. And of course, you get the levies. Let's see, this course, give him plus lightweight blades, spearman move 10% faster, and get plus 5 versus workers. That's an interesting combo. Speed would be nice, but bows versus workers against for spearmen, I guess you can use them as a raiding unit. I don't know how effective that is. Naginata Samurai can occasionally fire the Yumi bows. So effectively like the Donzo or Earl's Guard would get a special range attack every so often. That can be quite interesting. Increase barracks infantry's range armor plate +2. That can be very handy. The more important part of armor clad, I would say. You also make so the I suppose spearmen would still be countered by archers. And heavy infantry still get countered by crossbowmen. But just a little bit extra durability never hurts. Extra durability, to go with extra durability. Is it +5 or does it get the +10 replaces the +5? Let's see, it's the same for the... Now we got the Takeda, so eventually gets some extra free cavalry. Yari Cavalry and Mountain Samurai have the same levy cost, so why not just go for Mountain Samurai every single time? Let's see, +18. Looks like it does not stack. It is replaced the +5 with +10. That's good to know. So in comparison, then, the Samurai will have even less health than the effects of boot camp available from the Abstinency. And I think the improved elite army tactics from the Mongols will still be better as well. So yeah, now I can see sort of why that people don't really go for the infantry play for Sengoku Daimyo. It doesn't really offer too much, I would say. Additional 10% health, and which is nice, don't get me wrong. It probably all comes down to the combo samurai to make them worth any while. It says high health, so the extra health would be good, so it's probably all about the combo samurai and slightly better spearmen. The samurai here offers no advantages compared to the knights or versus other men-at-arms. Generic man-at-arms. In fact, they are just generic man-at-arms with a little bit extra health and possible deflection in the future. Level 2... I suppose the occasional Yumi bow attack would be nice if it gets that research, but I don't know how much damage that does. Because Yumi Archer is not that great, but if it's something like Donzo's or Earl's Guards, effects. Like the Dalamzos, at least those spears are anti-cavalry, does double damage versus cavalry. And the Earl's Guard's throwing daggers are really high burst damage and can be doubled up with 2 daggers. So if the base damage is quite high, it could be very nice. If it does bonus versus light melee, that could be generically nice as well. So who knows? Rezapahi right now has 175 health, same health as the Naginata riders, the Yari riders. And the Yari cavalry does have 145 cost versus 160 cost. Of course, Supply's base damage is 15. Oh, these guys only have plus 11. Or 11 with the potentially plus 5. They do have a higher attack speed though, which is nice. That is also affected by the daimyo, so there's a lot of stacking benefits. As of 0 points, looks like all of them is selected. He has gone for the Iman's Military Campus, Advanced Academies. He has gone for Pax Ultima, so he has more villagers being trained that may actually still be in effect. Yep, that's still in effect right now. It's halfway done. Janissary is now firing away. He also did go for the Janissary's company. It's one I generally would say, I know why people go for it, but it just feels like a bit wasteful. Increased spearmen. Increased movement speed in spearmen can always be very nice. You can see here the Veteran Guard Cavalry does have effects as a roll can healing. It is actually 4 health every 5 seconds. It's weird, it's not per second like most other health regens. Level 3 wheelbarrow bring research. We do have the Buddhist temple here. Big deployment of samurai. A lot of cavalry just here. We do have a good number of Janissaries, a good counter right now. A handful of spears for the front line wouldn't be half bad. He has 3 on the field, that's probably not enough. Janissaries a little bit fully surrounded. Which means they're going to be in range. He has a handful of crossbowmen help out. Takes out the Magnos in the back. Green has a full surround still. Janissary still just firing away. It's a Pyrrhic victory to say the least. It looks like yellow should be able to hold out in the end. Both has more reinforcements though. Looks like actually green does win out. Being pursued there. Does find another spearman there. Down south, do have some Sipahi here. Fortitude should be activated now. He's getting a lot of free hits down there. Over here, found some archers. No, those are villagers. Both sides losing a good number of villagers. Village now standing and fighting. He has used Fortitude as well. Oh boy. Yeah, let's get all 52 villagers versus 43. Sipahi is still here. Yari Cavalry now intercepting. A lot of villagers went down. Yellow has 68 villagers versus 50. Pax Ultima has subsided. Nice little road there. We're now moving at the same move speed as Musafati warriors. keep here. You got another town center over here by yellow. So yellow's up 2 town centers. Green has 2 town centers as well. Could build 1 more food cart. Got some imams here hitting up some janissaries. Got the keep up here also firing away as well. And getting some shots there. Janissaries heading up north, those just imams. His janissaries are now heading up north. Being buffed by a nearby meter. The spearman there. When it comes to destroyed value, 37 versus 43, so green has a higher destroyed value than yellow. Number of military schools are here. Blacksmith is supporting all of them. Trying to torch down one of the military schools now, taking a bit of damage. One military school does get destroyed. Spearman Janissary is now trying to intercept. More military schools being destroyed. This is his primary economic benefits. It's just printing off free military units. This is fortified, no weapon upgrades at the moment. The Autumn player has a good number of Janissaries in the field. Janissaries are heavy in gold consumption, 100 gold each. And so his large gold deposit has 5,000 gold left, and that's his last gold deposit inside the map. While the Japanese player has not even touched 12,000 gold. And of course, the Autumn player has not researched the trade bags. Plus 40% gold income. 6 seconds victory available for the Daimyo player. And when it comes to relics, green's obtained 3, yellow's going to obtain 2. And the single, yep, got the age up there. Sword Hunt statue being researched. Which will, daimyos will themselves will cost 50% less. Increase the daimyo aura attack speed up to 20% from 15. And daimyo's level 3 estates will spawn levies 100% faster. And I'm pretty sure this the levies will shared income across all of them, if not mistaken. This one was showing it there. Big ground spring golem placements on the field being researched by the Sengoku Daimyo player. It's seemingly looking not good for the Ottoman player now. Yellow also needs to start eyeing for traders also soon if he wants to go for more Janissaries. Elite Spearmen, or Elite, Elite Spearmen, Elite Yari Cavalry. Istanbul Observatory now being deployed in the field, which is an improved blacksmith, and will improve the blacksmith's upgrade to improve the ore from plus 40% to plus 100%, making it so he's able to fabricate more free units, among other things. He also gets a free university from it, so his university texts are immediately available. Does inside the keep here. Got a spring gold replacement there. The secondary towns are providing some fire support. So just popped on out, trying to get some repairs going. Elite Janissary is now being researched. Biology is being researched by the Sengoku Daimyo player. Along with all the clan buildings, he's effectively getting his own royal bloodline research. Or not necessarily royal bloodline, but the improved biology from the Mongols. Spearmen now engaging spearmen. More of the military academies have been destroyed. You can probably rebuild them around the observatory. Janissaries have a nice choke point here. Also, the mountain Yari cavalry and spearmen in field. The Ottoman player could have gone for a bit more heavy men at arms. Right now, he only has 6. Going for spyglass, going for elite Sipahi. We have elite mounted samurai final gold collection technology, which is going to be very nice. I wonder, gold gatherers drop off 50% of resources. Does that affect the gold mats? It might. Big pile just researchers just call that. These units heading up north. Up here. And starting to torch down that wall segment now. Starting to engage that keep again. It has not been fully repaired. Far from it. He had nearly 1,000 stone. Janissaries moving over here. He does have elite Janissaries. I don't think he has trench guns researched. Or no, it looks like he does. Destroying the secondary town center. Big round of walls, trying to trap all the cavalry. He does slip on through on a brief segment over here. Let's pull back the villagers. So Yari cavalry moving around. Samurai being engaged. We do have now all the Janissaries getting overran by the Yari cavalry. I think one thing that's really helped the Yari cavalry engage these Janissaries is the extra movement speed from that upgrade. Village now being pursued by the Yari cavalry. I mentioned now deflection just allows them to take one free hit. Janissary is trying to engage all the Yari cavalry. We have a nice urbanized terrain, which is better for the Janissaries. More mounted samurai pushing way forward now. Daniels have much cheaper costs now as from that upgrade. They have very good stats to boot. Yellow's getting overrun. The mounted samurai just being too high quality for him to deal with. I think the Ottoman player's big issue was he just did not go for enough spearmen this entire game. He's also not maintaining enough meters in each of the conflicts, so he's missing out some force multipliers. But I think this game is effectively over. Yep, and Yellow's back to the game now. Zangrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I have time for one last replay tonight, but once again, I do need to use the restroom, so as the website pull up. Let me know which game you guys want to see. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Looks like no takers again. Definitely will be my last replay night. Let's go and refresh this page. Let's see. But could do Mongols versus Byzantines. That seems interesting. Yeah, let's do that. Or Chinese. We already did Zuzi's Legacy today, so let's go over this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on bottom left side as the Green Mongols got VES Numidan. And he went forward here with the town center. He probably just quickly looked at the maps like, yep, build town center here quickly as possible. This is of course the larger one back here. By the way, so on top right side is the purple Byzantines. We have a foreign name. And we've got an early barracks, so we've got a bit of spearman rush. Ovo is behind, so it's much more easily defensible. When it comes to other resources on the map, we do have, of course, the deer and boar deposit down south, so a good amount of food here. Town center is in a spot, or not town center, trade post here, a pretty safe spot, so if we were to travel right through here, it would be a good safe trade pass, so we'll go past the capital, or behind the capital. Here, try to find some sheeple. That's maybe just defensive spearmen or Lumitani. Lumitani do have more health this age, but they're a bit more expensive. He may be just trying to go for defensive Lumitani. For purple, got deer and boar next to each other as well, with another deer deposit here. Very nice. Pair of spearmen, so it looks like the Mongol player is going for a bit of a spearman rush. Lumitanis are already on the field. Actually, they're going to meet each other in combat. You can see here, 80 health, 90 health. Clear big difference there. Let's see. 80 health, divide that by 7, so that'd be 1 left over, so 10. So 12 hits to take out green spearmen. Taking out purple spearmen. 1, 2 left over, which leave 3. So 13 versus 12 hits, so 1 hit difference in this point. More times 2 spearmen being deployed in the field. The Mongol player has not even touched the gold deposit here. Gear's now migrating over there now. Another 2-time spearman here. He will put up the 6. That's all 6 spearmen. 7 spearmen in the way. 6 spearmen in the field for the Byzantine player. This is an attack move to right here, but they're chasing them down a little bit. The concourse can push some damage on in. 12 attacks from a spear. 7 damage spear will cause what? 84 damage, right? So be a couple of archer hits there to help reduce damage. That Luntane's probably took enough damage here. So now we'll go down 10 hits. Right now the Mongol player does have 11 spearmen. The Byzantine player has 7 Lumtani, 2 more in the way. Mongol player has enough food to age up, just needs a bit more gold. Byzantine player needs more food. Khan goes down. Looks like one big shot from town center there. If out the nearby scout, in this case inform the Khan, he's going to fall back the spear. It's probably a safe idea. Deer stones being selected. By Grand Winery. When it comes to mercenaries, what mercenaries do we have? Zunchnews and mercenary war elephants. And Musafati warriors and mercenary camel archers. Grip Grand Winery's going on up. Both players probably immediately go for the hardened spearman research. Deerstone's not complete. Grand Winery is not complete just yet. He may go for the, there's the Hardened Spearman. It will give him +2, +1 damage and +10 health. So he will be better than Dark Age Lumtani at this moment in time, Equal health, 1 damage. Not to mention extra bonus damage, but that doesn't really matter. Unless stabbing scout. Going for the gold deposit now. Cancel the outpost. I don't think there's any raid bounties there. Another Khan now on the field. And we've got the Hardened Lumtani research now, as well as an arrow slit research. Clicking up some berries. Hopefully go for on-map mercenaries. I like seeing on-map mercenaries. There's a mercenary house right now, so it won't go for on-map mercenaries. Villager gets picked off there. I have a good feeling he's going to go for Western Mercenary Contracts Gal Longbowman. Longbowman, a pretty good safe option as well. Outpost trying to be established by green once again. 1 villager there. They did manage to get some hits down the villager. Backs out of range now. Got Mongol archers now being summoned. Click at some venison now. Fortifies the outpost. Longbowmen are being summoned. Very nice. It looks like these barriers will be cleaned up very quickly. Pushing forward now. Spearman versus Spearman. Archers trying to engage. Villagers push way forward. Could probably see attack speed arrow here. But guess not. Villagers still alive. Outpost trying to go back on up. Panic there a little bit because the outpost getting hit. Scouting Falcon now deployed in the field. Archers advancing into range of the outpost, picks off a villager, picks off some Lumitani as well. Archers versus longbowmen. Longbowmen inherently are better. We increase range, increase damage. And looks like the villager was pulled back in time. Mongol players starting to fall back now. Blacksmith going +1 range damage. Last's wood deposits being obtained. Test more villagers onto gold. Do now have the arrow slit research now on the way for one of these places. I'm actually not sure. Over here. To see another round of longbow being pulled in the field. Probably would be a good idea. Khan is pursuing the scout, doing 4 damage per shot. Of course, he does have a bit of health regen. Deerstone has advanced, and Deerstone will provide the Yam network to all nearby units, and do have the siege engineers being employed in the field. He has enough wood for 1 battering at the moment, soon to have enough for a second one. Circle Dance being summoned. He is advancing, will packed on up, will receive full damage from range attacks, has no range armor. It may actually just draw arrow fire there if it's that close as well. Nope, does retarget to the infantry. Golden Horn Tower now being salvaged by the Byzantine player, which will give him some free mercenaries. Battering ram battering down the outpost. Longbowmen actually have a slower movement speed of 1.12. Same as men-at-arms and crossbowmen. We got the speed arrow there, so now these archers have a lot of extra movement for a brief moment of time. Lieutenants pull up the shield brace, so they're going to move slower in exchange for taking less range damage, effectively nullifying the bonus damage they receive, but only that. Spearmen are now splitting on up to stab all the villagers. Got a cistern here. Cistern will be going down shortly. Looks like these spearmen do lose sight of these villagers who are almost dead. The cistern that's filled with water is now on fire. The Byzantine player is now aged up, of course. Pumbaa getting slain. Cancels that gear there. With this much meteor, maybe even the upgrade Professor takes would be useful, but 100 stone for plus 10% gathering rate on a temporary resource is not great. Stone is far too valuable to spend 100 resources on that. The deer stone here is also pushing the battery ram forward a bit more quickly. Actually, no, it doesn't. I forgot that's the curl type can boost siege weapons with their damage and health regen. Not the Yam network. Yam network with the upgraded Yam network can affect infantry and of course unupgraded can affect cavalry. Does build the deer stone right there. Ovo's now depleted. Collecting up berries there, might as well. Taking some fire there, battle ram rotating around, got some cataphracts. Right now, mana arms would be particularly effective, or in this case, the Varangian Guard. The deer stone will be going down. Come on, just try packing up and try to send it back home. Lumtani going down. And Deerstone does manage to get saved. Hardly up existing. Curl type being deployed on the field now. Another round of longbowmen, probably from the Golden Tower. Cataphracts, 3 of them, 4th one the way. Well, they're at least getting some food and olive oil income, which is very nice. Prototype gets completed. We do have a handful of Keshiks on the field. Veteran Archer, Veteran Keshik, not so veteran wheelbarrows. Zalak Dago does go down, and this age the Veteran Khan's damage can increase from 3 to 6, and next age goes from 6 to 24. So just backing on off now. Kurultai here. The Kurultai is an excellent defensive landmark because it just boosts all the defense damage, and not to mention that nice bit of health regen. Ovo has been redeployed to right there. Mongol players going some monks now. We do have monks here. So far, when it comes to relics, we do have 0 for both players. Khan's push forward, the black sheep of the family is following him. Keshiks do find a cataphract. Survival techniques being researched by the Byzantine player now. Healthy number of longbowmen here. 9 cataphracts, 5 Lumtani. We got the spear mobility, wedge rivets being researched. This army has been healed up quite nicely. Don't think the shaman has helped out with any healing. Monk here gets destroyed. There goes Deer Stone. Does have a bit of Yam network to utilize here. Kotai gets redeployed. Green has obtained 2 relics. Purple's obtained 1 and picked up a second. So this is the last relic. Grand Rider's only being garrisoned with 1 relic so far. The other one is somewhere. Here? Here. Green's rotating around. Cataphracts moving forward. 1 scout support him. Outpost will probably be torched down pretty quickly. Yam network is starting to be applied here thanks to the outpost. Able to quickly intercept. Saves the outpost. Kotai here. The Deer Stone still exists. Hardly though. 3 more caches on the build queue. I don't think he's gone for the Step Lancer upgrade just yet. Does not appear to be. Outpost going down. Green's pushing forward with the Kurultai. Kurultai being deployed on the front line. So far forward, it's actually now in the back line. It's in its opponent's base. The Capitals is almost in attack range of it itself. Good number of longbow here, 32. Looks like he's only been getting a longbone from the Golden Horn Tower. Yeah, it does have a handful of lance connects and has another set of lance connects in the way. Crossbowman there. Got a number of patches here. Nothing too crazy just yet. Around the prayer tent for the monistic shrines increased production. Going for a battering ram now. Prove siege engineers. Don't think it's been researched just yet. No, it's not. I really wish they, for the upgrades, for the stone upgrades, improve upgrades, they make it gray color rather than turquoise color. I think that would be a bit more thematic. Easier to spot what is what. Keshik's push way forward, charge way forward, gets a good bit of impalement there. Archfighter we got the fence arrow, but I don't think whistling arrow's been researched just yet. No, it has not. That is a very powerful upgrade that a lot of Mongol players neglect. The improved whistling arrow is such a good upgrade as well. 10 seconds, double the duration of that defense arrow really helps out. Not to mention the extra 2 seconds with improved arrow, not to mention the increased radius does matter as well. Pearl typing redeployed, battering ram battering down the Grand Winery. I'll just switch off of this now. Green so far killed off 7 villagers, purple's killed off 4, so slight advantage in favor of green so far. Though I do see this cataphract there, but crossbowmen and archer will finish them off. A number of villagers did go down there, as well as a good number of longbowmen. Looks like purple's on the back foot, got a fortified outpost here. Looks like it's going to be a clean sweep for green. Not sure what purple's going to do to turn this game around. He has some of infrastructure up here, and a lot of idle villagers. Maybe the Mongol player could bring in the shamans and pick up some relics. He only has the 1 on the field at the moment. My apologies, looks like somebody's his motorcycle outside. Lance Connect slice up some of these Keshiks now. Keshiks backing up on north. There's actually a number of villagers who sort of scaring them away too. So inside here, Shaman becomes extra holy. 3 villagers could knock inside. Lance Connects do have pretty good damage. 17 damage at same attack speed as the Keshiks. And not to mention that splash. Keshiks need to retarget them, but of course the extra little bit of health will allow them to keep on sieging that down. Battery Rams, Kurultai migrating up north. Exotic Doggo gets put down. And taking time to destroy those structures is nice for the Mongols. Prioritizing resetters gets a lot of needed health and gen. Look at all those wounded units. And now I mentioned improve the damage, so was able to quickly take out a lot of the stuff. Deerstone could be set ablaze soon. Purple is still trying to hang about, has a good number of cataphracts. Actually has a good amount of income stored on up, so I missed that aspect. A lot of food, some gold to work with, some wood to work with, so some Luntanis would be probably a good idea to mix on in. Even if they're just field wage Luntanis, there's still massive needs on the field. Improved raiding bounties being researched, not just regular raiding bounties, but the improved one. A better version of it because it allows you to convert stone to other resources. Though last time, it does take, what, 5 structures to make raid bounties pay for itself? Or before I got buffed, it was 7, which is actually a bit more difficult than you would imagine. Golden Horn Tower will be going down. Does get a set of long bowmans. The other cistern, which also denies this cistern to the cisternic network. Is cisternic network the right term? Hasn't torched down that mill. Of course, you got the improved rating bounties, so gets what, 150 resources per raid now. So everything got cleaned up there. Various stuff up here. Ooh, these villagers. They're alive. Casualties are heavy cavalry, so they don't have good vision range. Well, the villagers are alive. That's pretty much all the Byzantine players really probably caring about at that moment. Monk here, capture the sacred site, and this one here. So purple has 2 sacred sites at the moment. Gear deposits, so start collecting that up. Pumbaa still has 233. Oh, they were cooking up this gold deposit down here? Maybe it was these 2 villagers? I'm not sure. All these berries have been cleaned up. I see a gear there. Actually, no, there's still a couple berry deposits. Cognitive Palace not going up. Some Mongol players aging up again. Cognitive Palace is a very powerful landmark. It provides immense value. I've been saying this entire time, this thing's actually really good, but people just think that I'm an idiot for saying, like, oh, getting 800 resources per minute is not very good. First round is Warrior Monks. Nice little deployment. The Saint's Blessing's always very nice to have. I mentioned you get a pair of monks to start capturing up the sacred sites. And they do have Warrior's Fortitude. Not sure about the other, like, Abbey Trinity upgrades. Forging this down. Saving my food, 75 gold. Cashier should be able to engage all this stuff, but he's probably just worried about reinforcements. Elite Keshiks. Don't even think we've seen Step Lancer, let alone improved Step Lancers. Next is the Hui Pao, which is going to be very useful to start dealing with these landmarks. The Grand Winery has been repaired, the capital still exists. And the Golden Horde Tower is starting to be repaired. Huh, wait a second. He torched down the Golden Horde Tower entirely. And the Grand Winery, but he didn't. Destroying the capital would have got him the Annihilation victory. Guess he missed out on that. He could have ended the game much sooner. He's still in a very good position, don't get me wrong. Kurultai in defensive position. The Kurultai can set on up, support the Hui Pao to start sieging down this stuff. Next item is the Roost Horse Archers, which does include one Khan's Hunter, and that one Khan's Hunter will be useful for everything else, including the hand cannoneer. Of upgrades, Foreign Engineer Company. This too will allow the Byzantine player to build out Hui Pals. So we'll see them? No, it's going to be French cannons. Maybe some nests of bees. It will also give his longbowman the arrow volley ability, which is very powerful. Other things as for lance connects, nothing for lance connects, and you have access to Streltsy, which they won't receive any upgrades there either. Curl tie being established right there. There's the Roost Horse Archers. Lee Khan up to 26 damage. And the Curl tie is right there. And there's a lot of olive groves that they get the raid bounties. The Mongols will be swimming in resources soon. Yep. Byzantine players had 43 military units versus 102. Value of 12,000 versus 9. Oh, now 10,000. So Purple actually does have a good amount of value to his army. Golden Horn Tower has been completed or repaired, so it won't be annihilation for taking out the capital. But it's taking out all the farms now. That is a lot of free gold and food. Curl tie reestablished. Hui Pao is going to be sieging down the capital now, but out of range of the Curl tie. Cataphracts push way forward. Got some villagers here. Down south. Bunch of angry men of 26 chasing down some cataphracts. Khan does take a bit of damage there. In this age, the Khan also does have inherently 2-2 armor. The elite archer research now the way of the Mongol player. Good number of cataphracts in the field. Capital's taking some damage there. Cataphracts do trample, but now in the middle of the formation. Defense arrow there. I don't think the whistling arrow research has been researched. No, it's not. Now takes another hit there. These units heading up north, maybe trying to hit the Golden Horn Tower, who's going for some Streltsy now. Curl tie reestablished. Hui Pao is in range, so getting his plus 20% damage, so does affect his bonus damage. Capital is now on fire. These units start chasing around the longbowmen, should head to the Golden Horn Tower. Capital takes another hit there, about to get destroyed. And Purple does resign there. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay tonight, so everyone, thank you for